going to start by writing compound inequalities. So yesterday, remember that if the shading's in the middle, that it's an and if the shading's going on the outside, it's an or. So let's just go through these and figure out which ones are and which ones are ors. So this one would be an and because of the shading in the middle. This would be an or because the shading goes on the outside. This would be an and in the middle. This would be an or because of the outsides. Or and. So then you have to write the inequalities. So what I would do is always pick the point to the left, the farthest point to the left. So for instance, this one is -1 is on my left. And then always point your caret to which way it's shaded. So this one's shaded to the right, so it's going to go this way. It's a closed circle. So -1, closed circle, shadings to the right, so my caret's pointing to the right. And then when you go to the other side, the signs are always opposite. So if this is pointing to the right, point this one to the left. And then that's an open circle at 3. So same thing over here. I'm going to start with this -2. It's an open circle, and shading is pointing to my left. So open circle, caret's pointing to the left. Then go to this one. The sign is opposite. So if this is pointing to the left, this one's pointing to the right. Closed circle, F4. This one here, open circle, pointing to the right at -3. Opposite sign, so I flipped it. And then this is an open circle at 5. Open circle pointing to the left at -2. Closed circle at 0, opposite signs, so flip it. And then the last two, open circle going to the left. Closed circle, flip your sign, 2. And then open circle going to the right. Flip my sign, open circle going to 2. So your signs are always flip-flop the opposite ways. Closed circles, open circles, ands and ors. So now we're going to get into some solving. So what you want to do is isolate the variable between the two inequalities. So what you're going to do is you're going to undo the addition and subtraction first. And then we're going to undo the multiplication and the division. So first we're going to undo addition and subtraction, and then we're going to undo the multiplication and division all from the center. So let's look at the first example. So this is what I mean. You're sandwiched in between two inequalities here. You want to undo what's in the middle to both inequalities. So how do I get x alone here? So the opposite of +2 would be -2. And whatever I do in the center, I have to do to the left and to the right. So -2 minus 2 is -4. This cancels. 4 minus 2 is 2. So how do you graph this? This is actually an and statement. So what you want to do is put a closed circle at 2, an open circle at -4. So this closed circle goes with 2. This open circle goes with -4. And when x is sandwiched in the middle like that, your shading goes in the middle. It's going to be an and statement. So let's try the second one on the back. So I have to get this x in the middle alone. Pen's not going to show up. So the opposite of +3 would be -3, Whatever I do to the middle, I have to do to the left and to the right. -1 minus 3 is -4. Plus 3 minus 3 is nothing. 7 minus 3 is 4. This is an open circle at 4, open circle at -4, and then the x is sandwiched in the middle, so my shading's in the middle. Number 3. This is 3 times x. So the opposite of multiplication is division. Whatever you do to the center, you have to do to the left and to the right. So -6 divided by 3 is -2. They cancel in the middle. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then I got a closed circle and a closed circle. So closed circle at 4, closed circle at -2, shading in the middle. All right, so now you're trying to undo what's in the middle. So in the notes on the front, it says always get rid of the addition or subtraction first. So I got to get rid of this +1 first. So the opposite of plus is minus. Do it to all 3 sides. So -3 minus 1 is -4. 5 minus 1 is 4. And now I have 2 times x. Now I want to divide. Divide. So -4 divided by 2 is -2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. These are both open circles, open, shading in the middle. Then the last one, get rid of this -2 first, so I would add 2. -2 plus 2 is 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then this is like a negative, this is an assumed 1, so I have to divide everything by -1. 0 divided by anything is 0. All right, and then if you ever divide by a negative, your sign flips. So this time you flip your sign. Flip your sign. Every sign flips. 3 divided by -1 is -3. So I had to divide -1 this way, so that sign flipped. I had to divide -1 this way, that sign flipped. So closed circle at 0, open circle at -3, and then shading in the middle. So for all these problems, you're just undoing the middle, and you have to do it to both sides, and then your shading is also in the middle.